Welcome back to North Dakota Today. Jamie Smith is a fitness instructor at Quartz Plus, and today she's joining us to talk a little bit about corrective exercises. And we're excited to talk about this because, Jordan, you've experienced this.
Yeah, Jamie, I think a year ago about, maybe a little bit before that. Yeah, you came in. Yeah, and you had me do a squat, and I mean, I hate to say it, I haven't really worked out since then. But you do have some good things for a lot of people to know, and so we're talking about corrective exercises. And so, what are those?
Basically, when I meet with a client, I look at their squats from different angles. So facing me, turning to the side, and then completely away from me. That way I can kind of see what needs flexibility, what needs strengthening, and kind of where their compensations are, whether they're sitting all day, what they do for work, or if they've had a past injury. So I kind of use the way that their body is moving during those squats, I kind of grab different exercises to retrain those body parts.
I love this and hate this at the same. It's so interesting that just with a basic squat, you can kind of see the mechanics of the body and what maybe needs a little bit of work. So let's talk about what are some of the most common problem areas, and then what are the most common corrective exercises that you can see just with that initial one squat.
You know, a lot of people, when they do squat, their heels will lift off of the floor. They'll have a really excessive lean forward, meaning that their hip flexors are really, really tight. And that can be just from sitting all day. Maybe it's the way that they're standing all day. So different ways I would correct that is we would work on glute strength. So a lot of hip bridges and things like that, where they're strengthening their glutes, kind of strengthening that core all the way around the stomach, and using some flexibility, releasing for the front of the hip flexors, so right on the hip bones.
So it's a lot more than, just looking at someone and being like, oh, you need to lose weight, which I think is something we should discuss too, because it's, working out is not necessarily about losing weight. It really is about strengthening different parts of the body for different reasons.
Right, and just keeping your body functional. So, when you're getting up in the morning, you're not having a ton of back pain, or, kind of that classic bend down to tie your shoes and your back goes out. So kind of preventing a lot of those things beyond the weight loss aspect of it.
And so then if people are wondering, how to do this, what does a consultation kind of look like? I mean, can they just come in and be like, I don't know what's going on, but something just doesn't feel right? And then are you able to help them out?
Yeah, they can get a hold of me. They can get my contact information through the website. And, even if people cannot squat, a lot of times I can see when people are walking towards me, just kind of the way that their body's shifting. If they do have a problem with the squat, maybe they're just sitting down in a chair and just one stand up, you can kind of see, where their weight is going into one side and where it's not, where their flexibility is. So they can get a hold of me and we can kind of just go through whether it's a squat or whether it's just a basic, walking towards me or just one stand up off of the chair. It's really easy to see.
Could you give us some examples of what might be some corrective exercises? Because it's one thing to be told kind of, what is wrong, but it's another to actually correct those.
A great corrective exercise is glute lifts. So if you're just laying on your back, you're pushing through your heels and you're just lifting your hips to the ceiling, kind of squeezing your glutes as much as possible. That's a great corrective exercise. Sometimes it's not always an exercise. Sometimes it's basic, just flexibility. So using a foam roller or stretching out the hip flexors, or, maybe it's just, a basic cobra where you're on your stomach and you're just kind of releasing the front of your stomach. So glute lifts are great. One leg balances, even just standing on one leg too, if you've got a little bit of instability between both legs, just standing on one leg can kind of grab those stabilizers a little bit and get the body moving.
I find it fascinating how you can see some of the differences in just small movements, even just walking towards someone.
And Shakira said it best, the hips don't lie. And I think that that's what Jamie does. She looks at the body and how it moves. I know that's what she said about me. I need to strengthen that, which, you're right in that. And so, okay, Jamie, can you just remind us again one more time where you're at and how people can get a hold of you?
I am at Quartz Plus, and you can just call 237-4805 and just ask for me. You can leave a voicemail or you can email me, and we can set up a free consultation and kind of see where you're at.
Jamie, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Stay with us. Coming up next here on North Dakota Today, if you're getting a tax refund or even know someone who is getting a tax refund, you don't want to miss these next tips with our money guy to make your money last longer.